Hey guys, Coach Life here again with some more oxygen not included on Volcanea. So, where we left off last time, we were just finishing off the wiring, the batteries, the ventilation for the steam turbine, and extra transit tube, little bits like that. We're still just finalising those now. I've also added in a carbon filter for the gas line, because carbon dioxide was starting to become a problem in here, as I expected. I did mention that I'd probably have to put this in, and it came around a bit sooner than I expected, but it's done now. It's all primed up with 1 gram of carbon dioxide. So I'm just going to, actually, you know what, I think I'm going to purge this line first, so we can purge that carbon dioxide out, because the generator isn't running. Same way as we originally purged it. We'll just run that pipe straight along, because the generators aren't running. I will need to just snip that as well, and that will just purge that out into space. Fabulous. I probably could have saved a bit of that natural gas, but you know, I'm not bothered. In the grand scheme of things, a couple of kilos of carbon dioxide really aren't a problem. Now, what is in that pipe? It's natural gas. Fantastic. So we'll just connect that up, and then any more carbon dioxide that comes through will get filtered out and sent into space, which is nice. Our gas tank is now being filled from the overflow from the range, which is looking good. So we're keeping that topped up, so we should always have some natural gas on hand when this one isn't pumping. This vent is working properly. I need to replace this mesh tile. So now we have polluted water supply for our thimble reed when that builds up. We have gas backup generators, which will all be running 1.2, that's 4.8 kilowatts of backup power on the natural gas. These are all set to priority 9, so they will receive an NG's tune-up. That one, those will start happening when this mesh tile goes back in. Right, so we need to put that brick in there. We need to just dig out this section up here. These mesh tiles aren't getting built. Oh, that's because they're aluminium. So we'll just replace those. I would imagine those doors are aluminium as well. So we better have some nice gold tiles in there. Showing that Atmos sensors. Yeah, aluminium. So automation, Atmos sensor, again gold will be fine, and I'm going to put in mechanised airlocks, may as well really, any of that. Guess the Atmos sensor's aluminium as well, so we'll just copy that one, place it in. Automation wire, that's lead, we've got plenty of that, so that will go in. They just need access, that's all, because they haven't been able to build the mesh tiles. They couldn't access this area to build it. So I'm assuming, yeah, they're gold amalgam, so they'll be fine. Right, as soon as these are, once this is all built, then we'll change the bits on these and get them run up. They're all in a vacuum already, which is fantastic. No need to vacuum it out. I haven't connected the pipe yet. Build that last brick so we can let all that water in there. And I think, you know what? Once that's done, I'm going to brick all that up. I've made a decision. If there's any water flow over into here, then I'm just going to take out one of those tiles and just let it drain out into space. Background buildings, deconstruct. Prioritise that, and will also deconstruct those two. So if there's any water overflow, it'll run down there, condense off, and then run out into space. Hopefully this tank will be big enough, but who knows. So we don't need to dig that out now. We can dig it out afterwards, then all the materials won't drop in there. So we'll just sweep that out. Just make sure the whole thing is swept out. Good stuff. So these are above 300. And this is above 450. Okay, that's all finished, so we'll throw that switch, close all the doors. Oh, didn't. They're not connected? No. Why is that still? Why is that still sending a green signal through there then? Because I haven't toggled it. There we go. So we've got bit 1, bit 2, bit 3 and bit 4. Why is that? Have I not connected those back up or something? Why have we got a green on there and an overload? We've got a switch up here as well, haven't we? I'll just deconstruct the switches for now. Disconnect that wire. Never seen an overload on an automation wire before. I have no idea why that would overload on bit 4. It's overloaded on all of them. How bizarre, I've never seen that before. I've run tons of door compressors off this and it's never been a problem before. How weird. Must have a short somewhere. It's just deconstruct them and reconstruct them. I don't know why that's happened. I didn't even know you could overload these wires. Glad I tested it before I fired it up. Right, that is all done. That isn't, because I can't reach it. So we'll open this up, then we'll open that wall up, and that should be all we need to do. There should be plenty of capacity in there for all that water. So we'll just replace that with ladder, so all of this is accessible. We will deconstruct that wall there. That might just going to replace that with a door, I think. If I replace it with a door, it will minimise the amount of steam that goes through there. Right, why is that? Why is that giving an overload? Probably got a bit of wire. No. Ah, we've probably got some vestigial wiring. There it is. Right, so we need to upgrade that because it's getting close to its capacity. I've upgraded most of it, but hadn't upgraded all of it yet, as you can see. Right, is there anywhere else? Yes, there's some there, but that can be deconstructed. We're not using that anymore. That I don't mind being strained, that's absolutely fine. How are we up? What are we up to in here? 2.7 tons per tile, that's fine. Just take the coal, don't really... It's not like I really need it. Right, that is done. We'll get that in place. We will mop that. Mop that as well. Still not got any hydrogen in there. I've got a couple of bits of pipe there that need doing. Just motivate them a bit more, I think. All the doors are powered. We can now connect the power wire for the... Right, all the robo miners and dispensers and conveyors are powered. Is the automation all in place? No, it isn't, because that hasn't been connected yet. So we will just add a couple of ladder segments. 1, 2, that should be enough. They should be able to reach that then. To open that door so that they can repair these wires. The greatest plans, eh? I have no idea why you get an automation overload on that. 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I was all set up correctly. I have no idea why that's done that. I've never seen that before. And I've got, on my Badlands base, I've got tons of door compressors running off just one circuit. Very strange. Very strange. You starving, mate? You not got any food? Might be some in there in a minute if you keep an eye on the feeder. That's it. Keep an eye. Keep an eye. There you go. It's got some food. Go on, you can go and eat it. You're going to get beaten to it. Oh, you've been ninjaed, mate. You've been ninjaed. Save game. Oh, can you still not reach that? to do some rejigging, aren't I? Right, let's just see here. Can we get one? Yeah, right. That one. Deconstruct. Going to move this incubator across one, and the clock sensor can move to that little gap there where it's out of the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, they'll still be able to reach that, I think. Right, power. Let's reroute the power cables. Deconstruct. 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 And automation wire. Priority 9, please. Can't remember what I was going to put in there now. I think it was Pacu fillets. But right, incubator. Move that to there. Now you must be able to reach it. How many Pacu we got in there now? 75. Plus what there was in there. 31 in there. That's eggs included, obviously. Most of our carbon dioxide tanks are empty now, so we'll be able to get rid of some of those. So it's all getting fed down here to our slicksters, who are not getting tamed. So we'll up priority on that, so that the we put it on the radar of our ranchers. Right, how are we doing? Right, we need to set these to regolith and metals. So filtration medium regolith and refined metals and metal ore. We'll put them at priority 1 and then copy the settings. The reason I'm putting them on priority 1 is I don't want them on the dupes radar for loading. I only want the conveyor loader, the auto sweepers, to deal with them. Oh, look at that, that's working already. Brilliant. So that'll gradually move it along the line, and they'll potentially do up to 1,000 kilos, so a ton every move. Now bear in mind you can only move 20 kilos at a time with a rail. That's going to be a lot faster. So I think it takes 2 seconds, so 1 second to pick up, 1 second to drop off. So you're moving 500 kilos a second this way as opposed to 20 kilos a second. And I've put some nice metal tiles here to receive it. There it goes. That should be a ton of regolith. There you go. 2 tons of regolith. 3 tons of regolith. That's... yeah. This is going to be pretty damn awesome. Now, have you still not done this? Come on, just do that and we can open the doors and get some solar power. Oh, they still haven't built the flipping ladders. Come on. Let's get it all done. Let's fire this bad boy up. Get a nice wide view on it so we can see it all coming. We've got a couple of solar panels to build, but you know what? They'll get round to those. Come on, I know it's accessible. Oh, it's not going to open now anyway because of the meteor shower. That's all right. You build that pipe, you know, that priority 9 pipe, not the priority 11 ladders and automation wire. Dupes, eh? It's so definitely accessible, so I don't know what they're doing. Oh, here we go. We got one. Look at him hopping along there. Fantastic. So that's the ladders supplied. Who is that? He's overjoyed. So he is. What's he? I don't know what he's running. Oh, I can't tell from there. No, I don't know why he's hopping along rather than running. And when they get excited, they do that. It normally means they're overjoyed. So that's the normal run, and that's the overjoyed run. Weird. Right, come on. Hard as nails to the rescue. Meteor shower has ended, so we are ready to go. That should open those doors as soon as that is done. Yay! Here we go. Will it all work? Will I kill it straight away? Who knows? Got some overload damage. What's the overload damage on? It's on that. Probably because I ran it. What's the potential load? So we're just 2040. Now I'm sure I connected that to something else that... Anyway, that's all working. We'll work out where the overload is in a minute. Wow, that can't be overloading. Surely we must still have another bit of vestigial wiring on there somewhere. I've missed. Oh, it's these. They're not deconstructed, so that should... Is that going to fix that? No, we've still got some more somewhere. Still strained. Maybe they haven't finished upgrading all this wiring yet. So difficult to see. Ah, there's a bit. Yeah, we've got a bit there that needs upgrading. So we'll set that to upgrade. That should stop that melting down. And now we have power. Right, I need to sort out, what did I run off this wire? Because they're at 1920, I've got an extra door on there somewhere, I would say. A regular door. So, which was probably one of these, was it? No. What did I add on to there? And I said it would probably be for... Oh, it's an extra door, it must be. I've miscounted. That should be an easy fix. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah. Right, so we'll just fix that with a bit of a wiring change. 1, 2, 3, 4. Count these. 1. Be 1. No, this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yep, so we need to just shift them all along one. Go there. No, that one needs to go there. We need to just pause this while I get it straight in my mind. Right, so we've to go there. Snip that. That will be deconstructed. So we need to run that to there. Need to run that to there. That will be snipped. And that should... So potential load on that one is 960. That will be alright. So this one needs to go... Oh, come on, brain. Work it out. To there. Right. That one needs to be snipped. So that will give it 1920. Right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that one needs to go to there. Yep, that's right. Right, that's all priority 9. Make sure everything is priority 9 on here. I don't want any doors not being repaired when they need to be. Fabulous. Right, hopefully they'll get that wire built before the next meteor shower, because otherwise we're going to have some slow closing doors. Right, what are our scanners running at? Image scan quality 67 with a network quality of 63. Right, that one's 30. Why is that one only 30? Probably because of the regolith on top of there. Can that not... Oh, look, that block just couldn't quite be reached. Oh well. I might have to make some tweaks there. It's done. That's fine, that's done. Just need that little bit done there. Right, these ones. Scan quality 73, 30, 60. That design was so good right up until the Robo Miner couldn't hit that square. God damn it. So let's get that repaired. That's ratcheting a bit. We've not got any... A little bit light on petroleum there, probably because... There we go. We've got hydrogen atmosphere, we've got hydrogen atmosphere. Oh, yes. Bit of chlorine in there, but that's not a problem. So this hydrogen will just cool down. These batteries don't generate as much heat as the generators, so it'll just generally just cool that down. So temperature wise at the moment 6 degrees. It's a little bit warmer over here, but we've got this chlorine and bleach stone and stuff we need to sweep up, so I'm just gonna get that swept up. Fabulous, we are looking sweet. 1800 grams. We've still got a bit of carbon dioxide in there, but yeah, that'll get dealt with by, as it gradually gets pumped into the lines, it will get purged into space. Excellent! And now I can think about tidying up all these tanks. Now we're getting most of the carbon dioxide down here. So they've got a lot of space to play in now, because they can get in and out. They're getting groomed. They're still wild, but they will gradually convert, and then we'll get a few more slicksters in there to eat up all that carbon dioxide. And our base is looking pretty darn good at the moment. We still need some more oxygen in here. Why are we not getting enough oxygen in here? Right, I might just take a little bit off there, just till it pressurizes. Ooh, bit of hydrogen. That will get filtered out, thankfully. Yeah, so we just take a little bit of extra oxygen out of that pipe just to pressurize that middle area. Once it's pressurized, most of it will be then sent back down to the Atmo suits, but I think we've got plenty of reserve Atmo suits there because, you know, they're going out round this way now. Our airlock is in. So we're keeping a bit of pressure up here now. Haven't finished our transit tubes because they can't reach them. Just typical. Right. I can fix that. That's an easy fix. Doors are all closed. Nothing's damaged. Nothing's overheating. They're in the lit workspace, so they're working faster. Oh dear. Can just get that ladder repaired. Solar panels, priority repair. Excellent. Right. So, we are now ready to decide upon the next big project. How are we doing? Coolant 220, nothing's overheated. Nothing coming out of there. Still haven't dug that. We can up the priority on that now. Now, have they dug out that geyser at the bottom yet? Oh my god, still can't reach it? Really? You can get up there, get up there, get up there. Oh, this is just producing too much polluted ice, isn't it? Let's get that dug out. And you know what? I'm not going to dig, but I am going to build in the ladders. And build in the ladders, when it melts, they'll gradually build the ladders so that it remains accessible. This is kind of forward planning. So we'll put ladder segments. No, not there. Don't want them there, do we, you numpty? No, don't want to cancel that either. I want to copy it. So we'll run ladder segments across here. Now, none of these will be built, or only individual little bits will be built, because most of them will be inaccessible. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that will be the next section. I'm going to put these all in at priority 5, I think, because I don't want them getting built really until they're needed. That will do for now, I think. Perhaps one will need these on regular priority so they can get up there. Yeah, I'm fine with that. That's good. Our crude oil has stopped flooding down there, which is good. So we can run a little mop there. Too much liquid there at the moment. Oh, guess what I noticed while we were between... Look. 4 bloody kilos of water in there. I don't think it will fail, because I think the... this is a low enough temperature that it's not going to flash it to steam, so I think we got away with it. Look at that. Oxygen, natural gas, carbon dioxide. Haha. Loving it. Right, they haven't repaired these yet. Right. Automation. So how does an automation wire overload? I mean, they've got no amp rating or wattage rating or anything like that. So Just seems very bizarre. Perhaps it was because there were two conflicting signals on the line. Maybe that was what did it. So you got two sources of signal, i.e. the switch. If that's the case, then I can use pliers to fix that problem when I need to use it again. But I deconstructed that switch. Perhaps it was something to do with the two switches that I had on the same line and conflicting with each other. But yeah, it's a bit bizarre. I've never seen that before. Copy that, copy that, copy that, copy that. So this, you can do it this way, but the problem is every time you do it. Right, no, actually, I've thought a better way. If I'm going to use pliers, then I might just run an automation wire there with a switch on it. No, not there. I need to run it up to there, and then I'll just connect it and disconnect it using pliers, and just disconnect these from the ribbon readers, and then I'll be able to use that. That method will work. If I build that bit of, in fact, if I build that bit of automation wire now, I can use that to open the doors. I'll build this bit first, then I have to open the doors, and you can go in and fix it. Perfect. I guess I could have done that all along just using an Atmos sensor, but I've never really thought of it before. It's like you find a problem and then you solve it. Once you've solved it, you'll use it in every build. Right, so those are now fixed. So before I short everything out again by rebuilding my ribbon readers, just want to make sure that works. Yes, it does, but they haven't built that bit of wire, so need to build that bit. Priority 9. When they've built that, we're good to go. Any printables? Not really want any, don't really want any of that lot. Oh look! Thimble reed. Well, hey! We're nearly 1,000 reed fibre now, I think. Let me see. 931 reed fibre. Right, insufficient oxygen production. I don't believe that. 1 Rodriguez is enough for 30 dupes. I've got 29, so... wrong one. Yep, that's getting repressurized. That's good. That's all good. Do you know, I'm just going to leave those there for now, you know, because they're not doing any harm, and they're there as backup if we suddenly get a good build-up of carbon dioxide from somewhere, you know, due to my failed oxygen supply or something. Right, that's done. That's repaired. We can leave that on green. Get rid of that connection across there and put new ribbon readers in. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to make sure these door compressors are all ready and up and running before I fire this up, because I'm not going to bleed the system, I'm just going to run it straight off. Eventually anything that's in the wrong chamber will get destroyed by the pressure of the other source. That's a power. So that's all ready to be powered. It was just the water connection, wasn't it? Yeah. So as soon as these ribbon readers are ready, we should be able to fire this bad boy up. And it should, in theory, prime very quickly, because it's a vacuum in there. Doesn't always work that way, but... check for overloads before I change the bits. It's looking alright. Bit 2. Save game at the exact moment that you start changing the settings. Try that again. Automation overlay, it's easier. Bit 2. Bit 3. Bit 4. Right. Let's fire this bad boy up. Watch the gas overlay, see what happens. Here it comes. Well, that didn't prime quite as well as I hoped, but it's done now, pretty much, almost. A little bit of hydrogen going in where it shouldn't be. Oh, actually, let's just put the pressure up in there a bit so that it's giving the hydrogen a chance to fill out. There we go. So that's all oxygen, that's great. This has got a little bit of oxygen in there, but once it gets enough hydrogen in there, it'll just destroy that oxygen in there. It'll overwrite it, which is one of the little tricks you can use with Oni. That's great. Right, so we have that's all ready now for liquid oxygen and hydrogen production. So I think it's time to build a rocket. And I can use all my new automation for that. So I've been testing some new automation, and it's working beautifully. I've actually been using double stacked rockets on my Volcanea test base, because I had this situation going on, but it was much deeper. So what I've done is I've got one rocket down this side, which is my research rocket, and then I've got double stacked rockets. So I've got 4 rockets in this side, and yeah, it's pretty good. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just quickly cut over to that and show you it, because it's quite a cool little setup. Bear with me a second. Right, so this is my Volcanea test base. As you can see, it is a bit of a mess with lots of stuff going on. I've got some interesting. I'm freezing and shipping crude oil with auto sweepers here. So this is shifting all my crude oil up to here. I've only got the one oil well, so not a lot of petroleum on here. As you can see, it is an absolute mess. I've got pretty good steam generation. This is my hot brick, and this was the magma area. So yeah, this started off as just a fairly, well, just a little bit of magma biome. It was a slime biome here, and this was all magma, so I had to tunnel through. This was liquid magma I had to get through here. So yeah, it was a bit of a nightmare, and I just tunneled through and put ceramic tiles down there and worked through it that way. But this these generators are all controlled by one of the new wattage sensors. So as the watt demand goes above 15,000, then these fire up. I suppose that's a bit of a sneak peek into, you know, plans for the next thing. Had some problems here with temperature, so I've now double insulated this with a vacuum in between. I've got had cooled hydrogen running around here to cool it down, and that cooled hydrogen is actually refrigerating my food storage in here. So what effectively happens is all my hydrogen comes out of here, gets cooled by this anti-entropy thermonullifier, insulated pipe, cools the base, and then comes back into here to be stored up. And you can see here I've got my ribbon readers running these door compressors, running this one down here, got another one here. So like I said, I've had no problems running these door compressors off a ribbon cable at all before. It's all tried and tested. So, and here is the rocket stack. So what we've got here is we've got 4 petroleum rockets running off oxalite. I've already started producing my cryo fuel. We've got this cooling loop here, which is cooling both the generators and battery bank through the hydrogen. It's also keeping the molecular forge and this area nice and cool. We have a bit of a build up here. I might need to just get some. I haven't been looking at it. I'll just get the dupes to dig that out while we're chatting. But yeah, this double stacking, and it uses I would say a reasonably simple automation. So what you've got here is the bottom rockets need to trip out the gantries on the top. So what we've got here is we've got a little AND gate. I've got a switch here which turns these rockets on and off, and that AND gate stops I've got one of those on every setup. But the doors or the gantries are triggered from both this one, and there's a bypass going in there to trigger this NOT gate to trigger these gantries when this rocket launches. So it's quite a good little system, really. These are the long distance ones, so they've got 3 fuel tanks, 1 oxidizer, and this one's a short distance, and I think this one's a long distance. This one obviously is research rocket, so he's got 2 tanks, oxalite, and research modules. I don't know where he's set to go at the moment, but obviously he's just getting fueled up. But we've got quite a bit of research done. Organic mass has been done. Salty dwarf is done. That one's done. So I guess he's off to the rocky asteroid next. So I'll just need to set the fuel levels for that when we get to it. Big hydrogen vent up here. Storing up hydrogen, which is being pumped into our... I think it's going into the cryo fuel. It's kind of like a bleed over into the... Yeah. So... It kind of merges in with the line from our mass storage to top up the cryo fuel. Don't think I didn't have any actual volcanoes on this one, so I've not planned to do a regolith melter, although I suppose I could use the geothermal power from down here to do it. But you know, this is more of a test map, so I'm not really worried about doing any big projects on here. No petroleum boiler, as you can see. Everything is running off of either hydrogen or geothermal. So again, it's tried and tested technology. It's just a question of me building it right, really. Yeah. So that's, you know, kind of the plans here. I've got this being dug out here. I'm potentially, yeah, rocket chimney. So now I've got the automation to work all the gantries and everything else. It's just a question of expanding it. And then once this is a rocket chimney, the heat from here will be passed across into here, and we'll probably run some more steam turbines on it. I'm not going to go as mad as Francis John. I'm not going to do it the same way as Francis John. But I thought, you know, I want to try and do things my way and you know, run it quite differently. So that's kind of a sneak peek of plans we've got for the Volcanea base that we're using on the playthrough. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to get back to that level now. So I'll just quickly switch over. So we're back on here. I'm still trying to find those last little pieces of wire that are causing this circuit to be almost overloaded. I've added some additional doors on the generators here and a wattage sensor, and obviously I'm going to use that to start controlling the section. I can't see that. There's got to, that's overheat. Somewhere around here there is a bit of wire that is overloading. Made a mess. Are you trapped, mate? Oh, sorry about that. There you go. Dig that out. There you go. Sorry about that. Have you dug this thing out yet? Oh, yes! Copper volcano. Fantastic. Another one. Right. Let's dig that out then. And that can just run down there. It's nice and cold already. It'll aid with the melting of this lot. I'll have to keep an eye on it, make sure that crude oil doesn't get too near, because that would cause a problem. But other than that, yeah, should be good. So we've got 2 gold volcanoes, is it now? Or, no, 2 copper, 1 gold. I think, yeah. Fabulous. Is that another one? Oh, we've got another vent here as well. Just noticed that when I was zoomed out. You can just see the little telltale pattern. So we'll need to dig in there. Sand first as well. Oh, bit of meat there. I've had all the eggshell and meat out of there. How are we doing for lime? Consumable ore. 5.1 tons of lime, enough for 50 tons of steel. How much steel have we got left? 13.7. Right, I think one of the things I'm going to have to get up and running at some stage is ethanol production. I use it on almost all my levels because obviously I need the polluted dirt for poker shells. We're not getting... The only polluted dirt we're really getting is coming out of the water sieves and the the water sieves and the fish that are getting fed, and they're not getting fed much, so they're not producing a lot of polluted dirt. We have 18.4 tonnes of algae, so we've potentially got 18.4 tonnes of, or was it half that? I don't know. Let's call it 10 tonnes roughly of polluted dirt. That ain't going to go far with poker shells. Yeah, hungry, dying, hungry. These are all tame, but they're, of course, they take longer to die because they're glum. Their metabolism drops down to virtually nothing. Metabolism minus 80% because they've got the ump. Yeah, that's pretty much all growing now. Oh, they're actually running. Must be because. Quite know where's. Ah, yes, I know, because all the doors are closed because I haven't run the. Right. Okay. Let's get this. So, what wattage are we drawing at the moment? We're drawing 18,000 watts. So, I would say if this is above 12,000, then we'll fire up the doors. But what we do need to do is run the automation for it. So you see what we've got here is we've got the temperature controlled doors. So if temperature gets too high, they'll open up anyway. And then we're going to have the water. Oh, is that yellow alert? Sorry about that. Let's try a 9, shall we? Right, automation wire. Priority 9. It's made of iron, that's fine. So we'll just run these like so. There's the wattage sensor. And obviously we need to balance this out once we know what we're going to need. But these are engines tuned up, so they're producing 4.8 kilowatts. We have the solar. I don't know how much that is producing. I suppose I could. What's the light passage looking like? Yeah, we've got a little bit of a interference there from those little bits of regolith. How can we deal with that? I wonder if we can munch them with pneumatic doors. No, you know what I'm going to do? No, not going to make them gold amalgam. Make them out of steel. I have a cunning plan. I'm pretty sure mesh doors allow light to pass through. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm not going to look it up. I'm just going to go for it. No. These are going to get damaged, but we can always get them rebuilt. So we'll make those out of steel as well. I think I'm wasting my time here because when the doors open, the regolith will sit on there anyway. But what we'll get is we won't get a build-up that stays there forever, because when the doors close, it will get rid of that bit of regolith on top. Yeah, at least I think so anyway. Right, need to sort this transit tube out. So we need some strategically placed ladder segments. That should do it. No, it won't, because I can't get up that high. Right, now we get to find out whether this allows light to pass through. Yes, they do. That's awesome. So the light will pass through both the airflow tiles and the doors, and then these doors will munch the regolith that lands on top of that. Cool. So that will up the production of those. Generators have shut down now. We now have these opening according to wattage demand. Superb. So one vent will always be open, so we've always got something destroying heat in there, which is good. These ones are sending a green signal when above 200. They're below 200. Nice and consistent there, Mark. I'm going to start opening this up now, get more heat in there, possibly even box this off, put some more steam turbines across here, and then we can go this way as well, because we've got, I mean, as you can see, there's a lot more magma left on this than there was on my other level. So yeah, lots of projects to be getting on with. So rocket building next, but that will have to be for the next episode. Hope you've enjoyed this one, guys, and I will see you again soon. Coach Life out.